So I'm super excited. I have Terry here today, owns one of the most gorgeous properties I've been blessed to list in over 20 years in real estate. This place, I can't even put it into words. That's why we have him here today. But before we get started with Terry, I want to play this quick video to tease you guys a little bit about the property.
You clear, time folded twice when you appear. My shoes forgot how to follow the ground. Your eyes bent like turned it upside down. I held your hand but felt the whole sky shift. Baby, I swear I never felt like this. No stars above, but everything shines. You don't chase me, you realize I don't fall, I float, I drift in a love so strange. I never felt like this, never like the clocks all stopped, never like but the night moved on. Never like you whispered silence, never like and my doubts were gone. I lost my name in your gentle.
So, Terry, we showed everybody a little teaser about the property. What brought you to Kyle Canyon?
Kyle Canyon is probably one of the most magnificent areas because it's something that is, you know, you're 18 minutes from the stratosphere, from the strip, but it feels like you're not in Las Vegas.
People think it's like an hour away.
Yeah.
Where-
Even to have somebody come to do anything, to do any type of quotes on anything, they think it's like a mile. It's like,
Oh, they act like that too?
yeah, it's like, it's 15 minutes, man. Come on up.
How long have you lived in Vegas?
Since 2008
Okay. Where'd you come from?
from New England.
New England?
Yeah.
What brought you to Vegas?
Well, I was going to start doing an exotic car experience at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but then you know how the 2008-9 year,
Yeah,
it
that was a
caused you to
rough
throw
one.
the brakes on quick because just the uncertainty.
So did they steal your idea? Because I think they have that
Yeah,
now.
it was a friend of mine that, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That, and it was very successful, and I made a big mistake right there, but
Did he give you any credit for it?
no, of course not.
Did he name the business after
No,
you? Terry's
no,
Racing, something?
no.
So you decided to stay in Vegas anyways?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
It was the greatest decision I ever made. I love it out here. I would never move anywhere else.
Vegas is it?
Vegas is it.
What do you love so much about it?
I like I'm just over the cold. I'm over the snow. I'm over the rain.
Yeah.
Even though I heard it was going to rain the other day, I was excited. I was going to go out and stand in it.
Right.
But you know, it's
It
something I
lasted for
just
3
don't want to
minutes.
live in that anymore.
How long did you live in that?
Oh, since I was born in Michigan. So,
Oh, you went
you're-
from snow to snow?
went from snow to more snow. And then,
Those are real seasons. Here in Vegas, I don't know if we have seasons, do we? I mean,
not like what they have. I mean, I'm still excited. Like, you know, when you think of September and October about flying back and maybe going to a fair or something out there that you can enjoy the autumn
yeah.
experience, but that we don't have here. You know, we have the big maple trees and all the colors, but
Right. So you don't mind going back to visit. You just don't want to live
don't
there.
want to live there. No.
Perfect. That's a good sales pitch for everybody thinking of moving to Vegas who's listening. But Kyle Canyon, I've been in Vegas for 25, 26, 27 years, somewhere around there. Maybe then it used to seem far away because there wasn't anything during that drive there.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's fully developed, and they're starting to develop into Kyle Canyon too. A lot of new homes when you get off the freeway. But what took you there originally?
To the Kyle Canyon
Yeah.
area? I actually lived like in the Spanish Trail areas, which was down in the
Southwest?
in the Southwest. And I just wanted to get away from all the riffraff and the the action. I like the country feel, the hometown type feel, and that's the new Vegas up there. I mean, you have the Sky Canyon development up.
It's
You have
huge.
everything is new. You got that Smith's, Smith's grocery store that went in there. It's one of the largest grocery stores I've ever seen. It has a bar in there, and I was like, who comes to the grocery store to go to the bar? But when
Isn't
you go
that
in there,
wild?
it's packed.
That was actually my secret spot during COVID for toilet paper. I was
You
like,
were the one that took it.
no, I went in there and bought one. But I was like, how is there a bar in this place? So
And it's packed. They come there to watch all the games, and it's like, man, you're at a
that's
grocery
insane.
store.
That's insane.
But everything's
Sky
new there.
Canyon's
It's just
awesome.
a new area.
When you were in Spanish Trails, did you have horses?
No, I don't think you can have horses in there. It's a
I didn't know if maybe you were boarding him somewhere
No.
at the time, or
no. I didn't.
That would be
that was
funny
also
if you
another
had
one
a
of the
horse.
reasons I just wanted to get back to the animal world that you get to enjoy, hanging out with the horses and the dogs and
the
the
farm life.
roosters hollering in the morning, and just the farm life that doesn't seem like you're in Vegas when you really are, just a few minutes.
I would like to see you coming off the back 9 at Spanish Trail on a horse. That would be, that would get you kicked out real quick. But that'd actually be a nice way. I've never seen that before. That's interesting. Golfing with your horse. So you got the horses when you got to Kyle Canyon?
Yes, I had horses. I had another property that I had even a little bit more more west of the property. I had horses, and then then I found another horse property there of a horse boarding and training and equine facility that I got right up on Kyle Canyon and
Nice.
and developed that. And
Once you got there, I mean, every time I'm there, it feels like the first time when I look around and you could see all of Vegas, which isn't really, to me, the best view. The best view is I turn around and see all the mountains.
you see Sheep's Mountain, you see Mount Charleston. Sheep's Mountain is my favorite. It's almost like it's fake. When you're looking at it, it's almost looks just like a fake picture.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my wife. I said, when I was there, like, the strip looked cool, but Sheep Mountain almost didn't seem real.
Yep, because it's huge. I mean, it looks so huge. It's like it's a blown up picture in your face.
So how did you decide to build your, I mean, I can't put it into words, but that incredible compound, gorgeous property? How did you decide on the location? Because to me, it's perfect.
Well, once I had the equine training facility, it was right up the road from there. Driving by it, I saw an old broke down sign that was laying on the ground. I wonder if that property over there is for sale. Every time I drive by it. And so I actually parked and I walked over there and I got a number, and sure enough, it was from some guy that was just selling it, and he wasn't really thinking much about it because he didn't have a sign prop back up. But
That was good probably for you that
it
other
was
people weren't buying
because
it.
it was a perfect distance from 95. You're
Right.
close to everything. You can see the strip, and I just had a vision of how to develop that property, because when it was first there, it wasn't the best the way it was sitting. I knew it was going to require, we had it was like 288 dump truck loads of
Oh my
fill
gosh.
came in there, so we could make all that property usable, level it all out. So it took a lot of effort just to get it to exactly the way we.
What was your vision when you were standing there? Like, how'd you vision the property to turn out?
Just something that was going to be fully usable for equine, that is surrounded by Red Rock conservatives. I didn't want to have a bunch of neighbors building, right on me. And so the surrounding property played a big part of it, which it did the check mark next to that box. And being so close to the highway that versus, people think, you live up Mount Charleston, you got to drive forever.
Right.
No, you're minutes right from 95. So
Yeah, a few minutes.
that played a big part of it before we decided to invest all the money and time and effort into developing it.
That's incredible to have that vision when you're looking out there. Did you know that people can't build around there, or is that once you started researching it if you want to buy it? Or
Well, it was really, I started researching it because I knew that when they were selling the different lots, they were selling back, 10 years ago, it was more popular by 5-acre lots.
Okay.
Sometimes you could get the 2.5 acre where they'd split that, but so it was mostly designed for people that wanted large plots, that they'd put a house on and not have neighbors that are constantly looking in your garage door and they drive by, and that's what I was looking for: privacy, but close.
I keep going back to that sign being on the ground. That's good for you. Not too many people seeing the phone number that it's for sale if it's laying there on the ground.
Yeah, no, it was it was a blessing to find it for sure.
So tell us about the construction of it all. How did that go? Because the first time I came to your property, I was there for 3 hours. I couldn't take it all in. The second time I came back, another 3 hours, I learned even more than I did the first time. So that's why I felt it was important for us to kind of describe everything that went into the build. Because a lot of times horse property, when I'm showing horse property, selling horse property, they're going straight for the horse facility, which they can at your place too. It's incredible. But that house is special.
You know what I wanted different than just a horse property. Being in the animal business for my entire life, I go back to being just an animal guy, a horse guy. But I wanted something that was going to not only you can enjoy your horses, but you could live it in luxury. Most of the time when you have horse property, you've got an okay house that you have sitting there, but it's mostly designed because we love horses. And I wanted something where I could love the house you lived in. It felt like like you were in it's something that was a very elegant feel that don't normally go with horses running around throwing up dirt out there.
No.
And so this property gives both. It gives, you can live in luxury, but you can also go out and put your boots on and enjoy the farm life if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. For me, I haven't been able to see both, and this is one of these few properties where you can have both, where you can have luxury right under 6,000 square feet, so you have a massive house, and we're right under 10 acres where you have the room to do it all. So let's start with the house. Walking in, I mean, the chandelier is incredible, flooring is incredible. Tell us a little bit about that design.
Well, like you said, it's even difficult to even know where to start. There's so much to it. Just from, I can even remember before the house was even put up, just getting the well drilled. You have a 1,100-foot well just on that one side. You have a 10,000-gallon water tank that I didn't want a big eyesore sticking up like a tower, so we dug a huge hole and we buried over half of it so it looks normal and it looks okay, and just all that was in place before I even.
How did you think of all that?
Well, you have no choice to think about all that when you got to figure out where's your water, where's your septic.
Well, most people don't. They don't mind the eyesore because but you took into everything.
That's the luxury part of what I was saying. That's what made this property so different than normal horse property. Is it's really designed for someone that wants to entertain. Can bring you could bring the President of the United States over there if you wanted to, and still feel very good at what you're presenting, and it isn't. You have it all right there. So I just didn't want an eyesore having a big old tank sticking up, and so we we started off with that. But to go ahead and when we were, I actually designed the entire house, the rooms, the way the where you're going to walk in from, where you mostly spend all your time living. And that's why I guess we can start just in that outside living. I call it a sunroom. I don't know what you call it on the listing, but just that was a very important room because that originally wasn't even going to be part of the house. And it was just going to be an outside beautiful deck with, you have the... Oh, wow. And then I said, hey, what about if I threw a 35-foot panoramic doors on there, 10 feet tall, that that you could enclose it You know, maybe when it was windy or when it's cold outside or when it's too hot or whatever it is.
Right.
So that's how that room kind of developed into what it is, and it's almost now with a favorite part of the rooms of the house, actually. And you know, even if you look at that room, just from being able to open that to the outside, you have another 20-foot panoramic door that you can also close it, and from the formal living room that's inside there, where if you didn't want to, you know, mess with the air conditioning of the entire house, you could enclose off and still be able to enjoy that outside living into that sunroom, which also has a kitchen in it, so you can do your entertainment and your barbecuing and everything right next to the pool. But you can also enclose it and enjoy it as a living area. And that's really what, you know, what that room, that's what I used it for, is because you like sitting there and watching TV and looking out at the horses and the mountains, and just a great room overlooking the pool.
That room is my favorite. I mean, but for you to think about being able to enclose it to the house so it could stay open and not heat up the whole house, and then I'm just going to throw a kitchen in here too.
You know,
I
the
mean,
reason that kitchen was because I didn't want to, you know how a lot of people put their barbecues out by the pool and it, you know, they have, it just kind of junks it up a little bit. I wanted that where it was really clean.
Yeah.
And it looks, you know, looks like part of a real house kitchen over there with,
It does.
you know, you got the quartzite countertops and you got all the, it's a kitchen. It's a full-blown kitchen right there that it's not just a barbecue area. So it just kind of just developed as we were making changes as we were building.
That's incredible. And to sit there and watch TV, look over, see your horses, see the pool, see the views. It's just such a perfect room. And that's, what kitchen number is that? How many kitchens do we have in total?
Well, there's a total of 3 kitchens. You obviously have the main kitchen, but I would say, you know, that would be kitchen number 2, which, you know, also has a bar, you know, a bar area into it. So if you are watching TV or doing it, you can, and you're entertaining, they can still come sit at the bar, and there's another TV behind that facing the other direction. So if you're watching a game or watching something, it's really designed as a entertainment room, not just a formal room that you use every now and then. So it's
with that open between inside outside, you could easily have several hundred people there.
I have, absolutely.
You have?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, my son, we did his wedding there. He had to have the wedding there. And I first was like, man, are you sure? But it came out where I can't imagine that everybody wouldn't want a wedding like that, at that environment where, you know, we...
Describe it. How did you guys do it?
You know, we took the barn and, you know, you have that, we did that DG, decomposed granite, that we did for the aisle walkway. And you know, that went up there, and you had horses and stuff on each side of it, and
beautiful.
And we, you know, we set up these bales of straw where everybody sat on the straw, and you know, all the whole family from all sides flew in, and you know, there was almost 200 people that were there, and it was just, you know, put the string lights all the way around the barn. I still have those string lights on. That was from the wedding, and I thought, that looks so cool. I'm going to keep that there. So. It was
and
just
easily 200 people.
Oh, easily. Yeah, the pool's huge.
The pool is massive, yeah.
Man, I don't know what I got into. When I started telling them what size of pool I want, I just kept making it bigger and bigger, because first that pool was set as a normal size pool, and I forgot what it was, and I was like, that thing, you can't even hardly see it because that property's so huge.
The property made it feel small?
It made it feel tiny. I had to keep on going bigger and bigger just to make it look right, you know, so it wasn't like you had a little mud puddle sitting out in the back of it. So that's why it's a massive pool. And, you know, it took weeks and weeks just for them to pound that thing out, you know, from the, you know, the ledge and everything that was underneath it. But now it was over with.
That pool's incredible.
Yeah.
It's hard to find pools in Vegas that big. And what I love about the pool too is you have all the equipment indoor. It's not sitting outside.
Yep. It has its own, you know, the pool equipment room that, and it's not only that, but they did a great job with backup systems for everything. It goes all the way to the pool. Like there's 2 huge pumps for the pool. If one goes out, you got, you can turn the other one on, and then it just keeps
Back up to
skimming.
the backup.
Backups to backups. That's what. And as we talk about this, you'll see that's.
Yeah.
I'm a little fanatical about that. Wanting, if something was to go wrong, I want to be able to, to have something that back that up.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, I haven't had to need any backup. But.
Yeah, but the fact that you literally thought of everything, I think is such a blessing for the next owner of this property. And speaking of that, what are you going to miss most about this property?
I think what I'm going to miss most would be I don't think I'll ever be able to replicate in Vegas anyway, a feeling of, it's not only we have, I'm a golf fanatic, but being able to have anybody come over with kids, and there's, we have like frisbee golf all the way, and I have an 18-hole frisbee golf. You can go around. You're tired at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, it's massive, and you have a bocce court, a full-blown bocce court that's in there, and just the stuff that it's very difficult to have one property be able to house that thing because it takes such a massive property to do it, and it's And that really, we were just talking about the outside. We didn't even really.
No,
what am I gonna
this
miss
is what
most
I'm
about the
saying.
house?
I'm
It's
like-
just, there's so much that I'm going to miss, actually.
Yeah.
The living on the inside of that house is, and it's not. I know it's a big house, and everyone that sees it thinks it's bigger than what I do.
Right.
But it's a livable. It's something that.
It feels warm because a
It's
lot of these
very
big
warm.
houses feel
Right.
cold.
You're going to use every
Yeah.
room as you walk through it. It isn't like you just have a room that's sitting off over there that echoes when you talk, and every part of that house is usable.
Right. I'd agree. I mean, a lot of these luxury multi-million homes I go to, multi-million-dollar homes, feel cold.
Yeah.
That feels like I just want to sit on the couch and hang out, and it feels good. But speaking of golf, you got the beautiful Masters polo on. Let's talk a little bit about what you created over there, because those putting greens are insane. A lot of times people will see putting greens and, okay, that's cute, but you've put a lot of money into these putting greens.
This isn't cute. This is absolutely. For example, the first green that I put in, it's a full size. It's 70 feet. You're by another 60 feet wide. It's a massive regular size golf green that they put in, not just with turf that heats up and it works like a heater when you walk
Right.
by. You don't even feel it. They've rolled these greens. They sand filled it. I've got fairways that you hit from 50 yards, 100 or 50, 75, 100, 125, and 150 yards in. That you can actually
That's wild.
do all your approach shots into that main green that grabs the ball just like a.
How does
real
it grab?
green.
Like, what's the difference in this that makes
It's
it
just
grab
how
the
they
ball?
how they install it. It's worth the extra money if you're actually not just putting,
Right.
but if you're actually chipping into it and you're actually doing approach shots into it. You have to have it where it's grabbing it or it just bounce off. So they had to put the extra
That's
touch
the real
into
deal.
it. Sand traps, and then you got it's really, really cool. And once I put that thing in, I fell in love with it so much. I had real Bermuda grass that used to be around that pool, and I said, man, I want it even closer to me. So if I just walk out, I want to grab a putter and hit some real quick. And I didn't have to walk all the way out.
So
over to the
that's
big
you
green.
ended up putting more.
I put in more putting greens that actually was designed to do different things. You got different speeds, you've got different breaks, you've got angles, you got and it's mostly golfers will understand that, where you're going to want to, you're going to want to practice your different reading the greens and being able to how to hit the ball to go in and follow the breaks, and so it's set for it's a golfer's paradise if you're a golfer, for sure. But you don't really
incredible.
have to be a golfer. Everyone that comes there that doesn't golf love it.
Well, it looks
It's just
looks
beautiful.
incredible because, like you said, where you put in this massive pool. If you would have had just one or two, it probably wouldn't have filled up the area. But I mean, how many do we have? We're surrounding the whole
Around
pool.
the pool is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 huge putting greens around the pool.
And how many in total?
5, 6. So you got, and the real big one is the 6th one.
The big one is special.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, that one's incredible. But you didn't stop there with the golf.
No,
You took it inside too.
we took it inside. Well, as you'll see, the garage actually was my first inside, where I had a simulator and, you had I put in different speeds, putting greens in there.
In the garage.
Yeah, because I wanted a 10 stimp, I wanted 11, I wanted a 12 and a half stimp so I could practice different speeds depending on where in the world you were playing golf. So you could get your putting somewhat down. And then I moved it to I wanted a full-blown putting and golf simulator studio that I put up that has, I have a couple of different simulators that are in there. That's actually my favorite room.
That's when you built outside, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about that structure.
That actually was designed with high ceilings, which you have 15-foot ceilings, because most people golfers will understand this, that, if you have a simulator at your house, a lot of people have the 9 or 10-foot ceilings, but, you have your 6'4" guy in there swinging, and you feel like, especially if you have a ceiling fan or something, you feel like you're going to hit the ceiling with it. And so I wanted that thing just where you had elbow room. When you walk in, it just feels massive for a game room.
It's incredible.
And, having 15-foot ceilings in that thing. I put a special simulator in there. It's called HD Golf simulator that has not just for golf, but it's entertainment for kids. They do bow and arrows, bowling, soccer, baseball, football. Cool. They do all kinds of stuff with that simulator, and it works not just for golfers, but for anyone that just wants to have fun and for entertainment.
The whole family.
Yep. That golf simulator is a real hit for everybody that comes over. And then, right next to that, I have a hydraulic putting green that actually.
How big is that thing?
That's the biggest they make. It's made by Putt View. That it's an 8x20. And it has a projector above it, so it follows your ball. It shows you your line, the line the ball rolls on, and you can set the hydraulics to do different things, so you can practice your breaks. And it's a golfer's dream, actually.
That's. I mean, I'm lost for words. You really thought of everything. We covered everything for golfers, and if you're not a scratch golfer, you will be by the time you move into this house. But it's not just for golfers. Let's talk about the equestrian side of things, since we're still outside.
Yeah. The barn. I didn't want just your typical 12 by 12 foot stalls where horses could get casted and they lay down a roll, but they get their feet caught up in the panel. So I wanted it at least 16 feet wide. It just kind of gives the horses some elbow room, and the barn was also designed to house your well pump equipment, all your other stuff that's out there, so it's not sitting out in the weather, and you have the look of the barn that's covering all that. And, we set up the barn with mister systems, so the horses are very comfortable. And, we have the automatic waterers that's installed for the house barn there. So it isn't like you're out there always hauling around buckets of water and trying to change it. And I even thought about a few things. If you're a horse person, one of the things that'll come to your mind is, well, with automatic waters, how do you know that the horses are drinking? That would be one of the questions from an experienced horse owner. And, we have different gauges that I actually purchased that I was going to install on there that, you can put on there and see exactly how much water is flowing through each pipe.
Never
see
thought
how many
of
gallons
that.
each horse is drinking. And so there's answers to all the objections sometimes that come up with that. But I like the automatic waterers because the horses are always getting the fresh water and it's always cool. They're always drinking it. You can You can. It's easy to keep clean, and
It's a nice touch.
It's not trying to carry these big old heavy buckets out and dumping the water and making it muddy everywhere.
Yeah, I hope my wife's not listening to this because at our house we have the buckets that we're dealing
Yeah, it's
with.
time.
But,
It's time that
it's time to step it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to edit this part out of the
Yeah, I know you
podcast so she doesn't hear that. But that's an awesome touch. How many stalls are in the main house?
There's 6 that's over there, and we've designed the outside areas when they come out of the 16 feet wide stalls, where they're coming out into huge. They're almost like they're turnouts for each horse. So it's so it's some of it's almost 120 feet by 60 feet, and they do different things. So there's a lot of area for them to go outside and run around and hang out, which is separate from just the the arena and the round pens and stuff. So,
and that's the area you're seeing from the living room, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you think of all this in advance, or did you?
Yeah, I had
think
it all.
at
I had a
It's pretty
notebook
incredible.
full on the graph paper that each square was like 2 feet, and I must have spent weeks and weeks and weeks on it under each little project just to figure out how I can maximize each one of the space.
Because you thought of everything besides the backup to the backup. You thought of everything as far as the layout of that. Because I want to go into the house for a second. When we go upstairs, you have kind of a loft area, another living area that has a balcony off of it, which has a kitchen too.
That has it. Well, that's its own. You could live. I mean, I've had people that's lived up there.
Yeah.
That actually. Believe it or not, when you mention your favorite room, now I'm thinking about upstairs actually is my favorite room because you're overlooking everything, and you have another outside living scenario. If you want to open that 15-foot door, you can have it completely open to outside deck. It's like a theater room that's up there that when you're out there, you can you're over top of the pool, over top of the barns, the horses, you can see all the way out to Red Rock. It's just
was that sketched out too? Because I mean, that's another perfect area that has to be incredible during 4th of July.
Yeah. Absolutely. 4th of July. That's everyone comes over to hang out on that deck on 4th of July.
That's got to be the number one spot in town.
100%. But that upstairs was really designed so if you did have people that were coming to visit, they didn't feel they were intruding in your space. They had their own kitchen, their own bathrooms.
You haven't have stairs going up, right?
What do you mean?
Going up to that balcony or coming down?
Yeah, there's a spiral staircase if you want to go up from the outside. Also, you don't even have to go down through the house if you don't want to.
Yeah.
So it works out great for not just only entertaining, but for people that want to stay for a week or 2 weeks, come to visit, come into town, see Vegas. They have their own house basically, but it's still part. They don't feel like they're away from you.
How do you get people to leave? I could see them coming and saying, "This is paradise."
You just tell them you're going to take them to breakfast, but you just drop them off at the airport.
There you go. All right. As long as you don't take them to the train station, that's good. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to leave. That place is paradise.
it is
So that's the
definitely
third
paradise.
kitchen upstairs.
Yep, and it's a full kitchen. It's just it's a regular size, not just a small. It has a has a eat-in dining area up there. Huge living room that's up there. That
It's massive.
It is. That's my favorite room. And
We're going to keep saying favorite rooms
I know,
because
you just keep moving through it. And I keep remembering stuff.
because another favorite room for me would be that primary suite. That thing is the size of a house.
Yeah, that's my favorite room.
There we go.
So I forgot about that one. Yeah, the master bedroom is
It's its own house. The thing is massive.
It is. It's like 1,000 square feet, but it's when you're in there, it doesn't feel so big that you're lost either. That's what's so cool about it. Yes, you have a sitting area off from it, but like when you look down that from the master bedroom into the bathroom area where you have the tub and the chandeliers and that back shower area, that is absolutely stunning. That just the marble wall that's in the back.
One of my favorite, right? Favorite's going to be the keywords are backup to the backup and the favorite because there's so many
Yeah.
favorites. But let's talk about that wall in the shower, because that's like a piece of art.
I took a long time to find that because I wanted a design that wasn't overbearing when you looked into it, but it had an elegant look that is going to, it's that the chandelier and that the tubs that's underneath the chandelier, it just, everything goes together. It doesn't like just take your eye from the other things, but it's
Right.
enough that it's breathtaking. Actually, when you look at that in person, that area, and even if you look at the design where the ceilings have been rounded, where it looks like it's even a lot longer. It's already huge, but it's once it reaches that back wall where that shower is, it just looks like a massive.
But they lined up that design is just like so perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried with countertops before in kitchens, but that's like, I came around that corner and I was kind of just speechless. It was incredible.
Yep. Yeah. No, that probably is the favorite room. I'll kid aside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. That the most went into that. Even the walk-in closets that you go in, it has a walk-in closet to the walk-in closet. So, you're not anywhere around the bathroom or seeing that. You're off in your own separate rooms over there, and it's just it was just really cool.
But you thought of like so much stuff, because once we're in the walk-in closet, we turn to our left, and then we have the laundry room right there.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
But usually that's because when you have dirty clothes, whatever, you don't want to carry that thing clear across the house. It's right next.
Why
to
don't these builders think about it? We take people in new builds all the time. They're always just so far.
I have no idea why they do that. This right here is perfect because you have access to people that's in the other bedroom can also use the laundry room because there's multiple entrances to it, but it's also off of the master bedroom, so it just makes it very convenient.
That location is perfect. Is this the first house you built?
Yes.
How did you get it so right the first time?
Just a lot of time went into that. I mean, you spent a lot of time thinking about it, and everything that really went into it is what you spent 15, 20 years of saying this is what I would want if I was to ever build a house, and finally did it. Even the safe room and the this stuff that you think about that a place that you want to go in if there was ever an issue that you needed to call the police, but you have a safe place you can go into. It's got full Kevlar walls. There's no way anyone could ever get in there. You can't shoot through it. You can't do nothing, and you'd be safe. You just make your phone call. So it's try to think of all the stuff that you would think of that if there was something you wished you had. I wanted to actually have it.
But you did it. We did it all.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, and now let's go out the laundry room. We have the second living room there. Gorgeous fireplace, and the kitchen is just, stunning. Countertops.
Yeah. Yeah, and you'll find that because of the island is so huge that the majority of your time that when you are with your family, your kids, with the bar stools, that's where they usually
spot,
eat. They'll
right?
sit there. That's where they eat the cereal.
Even though you got a gorgeous dining room and TV in there. Yeah, the island is...
The dining room's great, but you'll find yourself using the island. I didn't know that when I put it up, but
sometimes people go cheap on the counters and different things. Those counters
they all matched. We had to do the correct, we had to, when we picked all the different boards to put together on that, it all had to match, and when they installed it, they did a really, really great job.
Yeah, the counters are gorgeous. Cabinets are gorgeous. We even have a couple dishwashers in there.
One in that kitchen, there's 4 dishwashers in that one.
That's why you can have a wedding there. We can run 4 dishwashers.
Right, and but what's nice is you're only going to use 1 or 2 of them when you're just living there without entertaining. But you also have all the other kitchens in the place also has dishwashers too. So there's more dishwashers than you do dishes actually.
How many dishwashers do we have total?
Total is 4, 5, 6. There's 6 dishwashers in there.
Wow. What was your thought process behind that?
Well, every kitchen needs to have a dishwasher. So if you had people visiting upstairs, they want to wash their own dishes versus feeling obligated to come down and hand you their dirty dishes, and it makes them feel weird.
Yeah.
So I wanted every kitchen to have at least one dishwasher in it that they could use. And of course, the main kitchen, we did a for if there was ever a party or whatever. And it's just a backup system. If you ever had dishwasher,
backup to the backup.
Backup dishwashers if you need it.
It's amazing.
Same as the refrigerators, actually.
How many of those do we have?
How many total refrigerators? Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. But what's interesting on the refrigerators is I wanted to have it where the refrigerator that's in the pantry was a different operating system, just in case for some reason something went wrong somewhere else, power went out and whatever, and all your backups to the power and everything else failed, that you still had a refrigerator that we have run on propane. So that one is just a propane refrigerator, just in case. You'll never not have refrigeration in there.
You got me speechless. I'm telling you, I'm in thousands of homes, and you don't see this kind of stuff. The fact that you thought of all this, and that is a great size pantry. You put some thought into that pantry.
It's a huge pantry. Yep. Just the amount of cabinets that went into that walk-in pantry back there it would equal a normal sized kitchen in a house.
Yeah.
If you look at the amount of storage you have in cabinets, and they all match the main kitchen cabinets. So when you walk in there, it feels like it's just a part of the kitchen, really.
Yeah, it does. And all the dishwashers, all the refrigerators, all that stuff, they don't have to worry about power.
Nope. They don't have to worry about power. We got more power than we know what to deal with. So the power, so it was originally set where I just wanted to be able to live off grid, and you're like, how in the world can you have a property that size?
It's massive.
You got 600 amp type service that would take to run that place. So we did put up a huge solar system in that thing. That the amount of panels that went up, it can run it all day. Then we put in the garage, we have a battery system for the nighttime operations, and there's just a ton of battery storage in that thing.
It took me 2 or 3 times to your house to understand all that.
Yeah, no, it's a lot actually. And then back up to the solar, back up to the battery. If for some reason the power that you have that would be the grid that you'd have tied into that thing would go down. You would have a generator that could kick in. So you really have like three sources of power.
Backup to the backup to the backup?
Yeah. So you're not, we're ready.
How much can that battery store? Like, how long can you go off the battery?
You go all night. Yeah, and then it just charges the next day.
And if you run out of that, then the generator will kick in.
Well, the grid would do it, but then if for some reason you wanted to
run of everything.
Generator, you could.
That's awesome. And all those batteries are in the garage, and the garage itself felt pretty cool because it was hot outside.
It has its own, heating and air conditioning in the garage.
Is that because you started your golf journey in there before?
Well, it was when you just use the garage. How many times you want to go out and do stuff in the garage, but in Vegas you're burning
literally
up.
Every day. I keep telling my wife that every day recently.
I wanted to have it where you're in the garage and you can, that thing will cool down in 15 minutes. It's cold in the garage, and if you have a car that you like and want to keep that thing nice and cold.
I'm talking to you, and I'm thinking about renovations at my house already. We have an older horse property, like most horse properties. Outside was great, but inside we've been renovating and renovating and renovating. But I need a ductless AC in my garage. We need automatic waters. That's why I'm like so shocked that you thought of all these things that would drive a normal homeowner crazy, that these things weren't thought about when building the house.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I lived, on ranches and homes where, you could go talk to every horse property owner, and they're always going to say, well, if I had it over again, I wished I would have
Did
done
do
this.
X,
So
Y, and Z.
I already lived that where
Yeah.
I said that. And so then I went,
This time I'm going to do
this
it right.
time, now that I'm building it, I can put my wish list together. And
Before we go to the next 5 acres, what do you think in the house if somebody came to take a tour of your house? What are some things that they just wouldn't grasp during that visit that you would like to put out there?
I mean, there's a lot you oversee. I mean, I can't imagine you could come there once and even get half of it, to be honest with you. Just from, the entranceway of realizing that the stone you just walked across was imported in from Italy that had a special design that was, it was cut into the floor to the,
Yeah.
when you look up, the ceilings truly is, on that first entranceway, is like 38 feet up with the chandelier that comes down 22 feet, which you don't even realize how big a chandelier that is. But it's just, I think it's just everything that's together. It kind of makes it, but you're really not going to grasp it all until you just,
Yeah. Took me 3 times.
there's a lot.
And
Even the
I'm probably
chandelier when you
still-
go up the stairs, that the, you have that black stone
So gorgeous.
staircase, that chandelier that is by that huge window that you can see Sheep's Mountain out of, is that's a cool spot just to stand there and.
Don't say my favorite because we've used that 4 times,
Yeah,
but that is another one.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool
such
part
a
of it.
great landing spot over there,
Yeah.
which you normally don't have on a staircase.
You had to because it's the ceilings are so high
Yeah.
that when you're going upstairs, you had to have that landing, and then you had to go up another landing and up top there to another high ceilings up top. I
Right.
mean, it's a very tall.
How are those views at night?
It's just astounding,
Yeah.
astounding.
Yeah, that's incredible. So all the cosmetic stuff you see is absolutely gorgeous. Is there anything that you did during the build process where you're like, since this is my house, I'm going to do it a different way? Because I feel like builders a lot will cut corners.
Right. I mean, that goes all the way when we were talking about automatic waters for the horses. The lines that were run for the water, those are 1-inch pipes. They would usually just run, either 1/2-inch or 3/4-inch pipes. So everything has been, because of irrigation that goes through that whole property, we just wanted to have a massive amount of waterfall. We just wanted, for example, we can just talk about the water system that's in it. You have a 10-horse pump that's drawing it out of the well into the water tank. Then you have another 5-horse pump that's pumping it through the entire irrigation system if you wanted it. But then we have the regular pump that's just a normal 1-horsepower pump that you usually use for a normal property. So yes, there's a lot. I mean, I look forward to whoever purchased this property of spending time with them and just over probably a month or 2 until they get sick of me of coming over and just showing them all the different things, where everything is at.
So you would do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would be proud to do that. I would be.
That's incredible. Well, let's touch real quick about the next 5 acres over. So we have boarding facility there.
Yeah.
We have 10 stalls. All stalls are full.
They are right now. That property, you could, depending if you, I didn't want to go to a huge boarding facility on that property because that's where my home was, and so we just kept it 10 stalls. But there's a design there that you can do 20. You do another 10 on the other side if somebody wanted to get into the horse boarding.
Perfect. So that
and
room
training.
is there if they want
absolutely.
to double
Yep.
the size and
Absolutely.
yeah. So
And,
then you could take it from making maybe 8,000-10,000 a month to 20,000 to
for
whatever.
sure.
I mean,
Yep,
there's tons
for
of
sure.
potential
and
there.
you've got, it's a huge property. You can do multiple arenas. You got huge long turnouts. You got, big areas for the round pens. You got everything you need. We even put gazebos out there for the
Yeah,
people
it's
that wanted
cool.
to come and
I love that
hang
gazebo.
out their horses. They just
Little
like to sit
fire
there.
pits.
Yeah, they just like to sit there in the gazebo and watch your horses run around and kick. And
I think you should pay to board your horses just to hang out there. I don't even, I mean, get a horse just to hang out. It's just something peaceful about Kyle Canyon, something peaceful about what you created there. You have right under 10 acres, and literally you built so much, but there's still so much room to build
massive
another
amount of room
arena,
over
another
there.
house, whatever you want, you
Yeah.
could still do.
Yeah.
It's endless.
Yeah, there's, you have different living quarters that's already there. If you didn't want to build another home over there, that would house, if you had a caretaker, if you had, a barn manager, whatever, wanted to live on site. You have the entranceway to the boarding facility, and that side of the 10 stalls that are over there has its own private entrance, so it doesn't feel like they're on your property and intruding. You can still have all the privacy you want, and they can still enjoy their horses, and they don't feel that they're bothering you. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
completely across the way over there. So
Yeah.
but yeah, there's a lot of potential, that property, depending on what somebody would want to do.
Endless opportunity. So we're good. I thought we'd have to go on this podcast for about 5-6 hours to talk about it, but since you're going to come and show people after they buy the house how to use everything, where is everything,
There's
that's a
nothing
nice.
worse. I can tell from experience that when you buy a property, somebody, you pay them the money, and then they
And-
leave. They don't want to hear another word from you, and you're lost. You don't know where's the
Especially in your
irrigation,
property?
You would need me
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, so
Just
Terry
know all
comes
in
with
and
the
outs.
property, but maybe for 30 days. Don't harass him more than that. But we're right under 6,000 square feet. We're right under 10 acres, 6.5 million. I think it's an incredible deal because if you see what the value of acreage is going for out there, it's going to continue to grow. People in Vegas, we're turning into almost like California here with all the sports teams, everything going on. It's nice to be away from the city. When I'm over there, it doesn't feel like I'm in Vegas, but yet 5-10 minutes, I'm in town to do everything I want.
Yeah.
Love the privacy, incredible home, and it's worth the money just to have access to Terry. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time
You're
today.
welcome. Thank you. You guys have done an absolutely phenomenal job at, the videos that I look. What a wonderful presentation that you've put together.
I
I
appreciate
appreciate
that.
it.
Well, you gave us an amazing product. So if you want to see the house, reach out. We'd love to give you a tour. Thanks, Terry.
You're welcome. Thank you.